Okay, guys, I was wrong. I said Dana was capping when he said Conor won't fight this year. And I had faith when he said I have Chandler news and Conor news. I had faith it was going to be McGregor Chandler in December. I had faith. I really did. And, it's not happening. Michael Chandler has moved on from the McGregor fight because he said there's no concrete date when it comes to Conor McGregor. He's all over the place, and he is extremely, extremely unreliable. It's just sad, man. I feel so bad for Michael. He's waited so long. He's worked so hard to get this red panty night. He waited so patiently, and he was almost there. He was so close, and then 4 weeks out, Conor just had to pull out with a pinky toe injury, of all things. But, on a positive note, Michael Chandler is getting arguably a better fight than Conor McGregor. I mean, better / worse. Better in the sense that he has way more to gain beating Charles Oliveira than beating Conor McGregor, than retiring Conor. I mean, if he beats Conor, whatever, he beats one of the biggest superstars in the sport, but not in his prime. Conor's unranked. You know what I mean? He's already on a losing streak. Whereas if he beats Charles Oliveira, the number two contender in the division, if he beats Olives, he's going to be right there in title contention. And he even said himself, if he wins this fight, he could be right there for a title shot. Not straight away because Arman Tsarukyan's in line, but he could be in line for the winner of Arman Tsarukyan versus Islam Makhachev too. And he would have a good case if he does beat Dubronx. Honestly, I'd much rather see Michael Chandler fight Islam again. Or not Islam again. Fight Islam rather than Charles fight Islam again, because Islam already dominated Oliveira. Michael Chandler hasn't fought Islam yet. Stylistically, it's an interesting matchup. But then Arman Tsarukyan and Michael Chandler would also be more interesting than Oliveira Chandler or Oliveira Tsarukyan too. Well, actually, that's kind of capped because Oliveira did have some moments against Arman and kind of ran out of time, so he would definitely have a better chance beating Tsarukyan in a rematch than Islam. But going forward, I kind of would rather see, Chandler get another chance to fight for the belt in the UFC. Even though I don't think he'd win because of the 35 curse that applies to the lighter weight classes, and Chandler being 38 now. He's not winning the title if he fights for it, but I would love to see him get the opportunity. But this fight, Oliveira Chandler 2, this is a rematch that I've kind of wanted for a while, but I never really suspected it ever happening because in the time Oliveira was champion, Chandler was too inconsistent on a win-loss ratio. But then Oliveira lost the belt. I kind of saw a possibility of doing the rematch, but then around that timeline, Chandler did tough with Conor and then waited for Conor in the time where Oliveira came back and, stopped Beneil Dariush and then took a fight with Arman Tsarukyan at UFC 300. But now it is on the table. Now it is happening. And it's taking place at UFC 309 in Madison Square Garden. Apparently, it's a 5-round fight and a co-main to Bones Stipe, which I hope it changes. I do not want a co-main. They need to add Tatiana Suarez versus Zhang Weili to the card, unless they're planning to book it for UFC Masiao, or however you pronounce it, or, whatever. Or maybe unless they're going to have it in December, since Conor is definitely not fighting in December now. But good fight, explosive fight. Both guys are explosive, fast starters. And round one of their first fight was absolute chaos when Oliveira dropped Chandler with a leg kick, swept him off his feet with a leg kick. And then Chandler hurts him, and then Oliveira shoots for a double leg, and then Chandler pulls Gilly. Olives gets to the back. Chandler hops back with Dubronx on his back, and he escapes, gets up, rocks Charles Oliveira. dominates the first round, 10-8 round, I believe, on a few judges' scorecards, maybe 2 of the 3 scorecards. And then in round 2, Oliveira turns it around and sparks Chandler 19 seconds into the second round. Amazing fight that was. One of my favorite fights to watch. However, will the outcome be any different? As much as I love Chandler, I mean, I love both. I love Oliveira. He's grown on me since that first fight, where around the time of the first fight, I didn't like him much, and I wanted Chandler to win. I still want Michael to win this fight, but unfortunately, I'm going to have to take DuBronx to win the rematch, because think about it. I mean, Charles Oliveira, he's been active and he's in his prime. Unlike Conor McGregor, and at this point in their careers, Charles Oliveira is way better than Conor and way more dangerous everywhere. And this is a guy that's already finished Michael Chandler. I can't see why he wouldn't be able to finish him again. And honestly, I won't be surprised if Charles Oliveira does him like he did Justin Gaethje, where he walks through him and basically smokes him in the first round. Not smokes him, but takes him out in one round. He might finish him faster than he did the first time, and he might win easier. Like, I could see him being in more control of this fight than he was the last fight, where he had some adversity to overcome before coming back, rallying to get the finish. Just because I think Michael Chandler is going to be worse coming off this layoff. He's going to be nowhere near as good as he was in 2021, 3 years ago when they first fought. Whereas DuBronx, I mean, he'll be pretty much the same, slightly better. I mean, Oliveira hasn't really changed much in how he approaches fights, but Oliveira is still Oliveira. Oliveira is still dangerous, and he's just not coked up Conor McGregor. But we'll see. I'm hoping Chandler can get it done. I just cannot see a world where Michael Chandler comes back after wasting 2 years of his career waiting for Conor, and then he stops the top 2 contender who's active and in their prime like DuBronx. It just doesn't feel realistic to me. I mean, Chandler has a good chance to win stylistically, but we gotta be real here, man. Age, ring rust, father time waits for no one, and ring rust is a very real thing. And I just think Oliveira is a bad matchup for Michael Chandler. But we'll see what happens. Maybe all will be well. I hope Chandler can get it done this time. We'll see. Maybe the winner of this ends up getting Conor. Maybe if Oliveira wins, maybe he gets the fight. Maybe Chandler wins. The Conor fight should be secured if Chandler wins. If Chandler loses, he's cooked. I don't know what he's going to do from here. Like, I don't know where he's going to go from here if Charles Oliveira beats him again. If Charles wins, he has options. He could wait for another title shot or wait for the Conor fight or take other fights. If Chandler wins, he's got options as well. But yeah, this just is not ideal for Chandler. But it is an ideal fight for the fans, and the fans are going to win. Both guys are explosive, fast starters, so this should be another action-packed, crazy fight, and I cannot wait. With that being said, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Who do you guys see winning? Iron Mike or DuBronx? Like and subscribe, and peace out.